I've really been getting a lot of use out of my Analogue Pocket, especially since all these OpenFPGA cores have become available. I mean, I did initially get the Pocket to play my cartridges on, but being able to load up ROMs for various consoles and arcade machines is a huge bonus in my opinion. Now, every so often, I run the OpenFPGA Auto Updater from Matt Pinea. Now, there is another option with a graphical user interface and plenty of options called the Retro-Driven Auto Updater that accomplishes the same thing, but I just keep using the basic version as it does what I need. But either way, whichever one you use, these are a nice way to get all the latest OpenFPGA cores and updates in one go without having to search for them. And it does seem like every time I run the updater, I get some new surprises to mess around with. And that's where we're at today. So there has been a few additions and updates since the last time I ran this, and I wanted to quickly showcase some of the interesting stuff that has been added. Some things are really recent, like they came out within the past couple days. Then some things came out within the past couple weeks. But let's go ahead and get into it. So we got quite a few new arcade games that are publicly available, and then a few from Jotego that are available via his Patreon, like Vigilante, Pang, Outrun, and Ghosts and Goblins. But in this video, we're going to focus on the cores that you get ready to go using the Auto Updater. Using the Auto Updater for arcade games gets you set up with everything needed to play, so you don't have to hunt anything down in addition to the core. They're just straight up ready to play. So first up, Radar Scope, which this is a Nintendo arcade game from 1980 that I have to admit I never played before. It was supposedly one of Shigeru Miyamoto's first games that he worked on, but also was a failure where most of the arcade game machines that were sent to the US were not sold and caused the creation of a new arcade game, actually. These unsold machines were eventually converted to Donkey Kong machines, which Donkey Kong is also available as an OpenFPGA core in case you didn't know. Next, we got Battle Garega, which is a well-received shooter from 1996 that was ported to the Sega Saturn a couple years later, and I think that's really awesome we have it here. And then another fairly well-liked shooter we have a core for is Sorcerer Striker. And this game was made by the same developer as Battle Garega. Came out in 1993, a few years prior, but it's really awesome to have these two games here. They both play very well on the Analogue Pocket. I didn't see any issues with them at all. Next, we got a game I was hoping was a typo and wasn't the second in the series. Oh my god, Snow Brothers 2 with new elves. I won't complain too much here, but I'd rather have seen the first game. But hey, this is an official sequel and was one of the final games Toaplan developed. I just hate the look of the characters on the select screen with their weird-ass human baby faces, and the music in the game just doesn't do it for me. The first Snow Brothers is one of my all-time favorite arcade games, and this one just doesn't tickle it for me. But the game did introduce something good, pressing down and jump to fall from platforms, which I admit, that would have been nice and useful in the first game, and it's here, but it doesn't kind of make up for it, in my opinion. I just don't really care for the game. But hey, play it. You might like it. But moving on. I noticed, real quick, I noticed that the spiritualized NES core got an update a couple days ago, and it looks like it just fixed a bug with the Nintendo Sound format. So just a little update. That one's been updated. Now, we got something even more interesting, and is really the reason I wanted to do this video. The PC Engine core from AG23, it now supports SuperGrafx. So essentially, the SuperGrafx was supposed to be a successor to the PC Engine that had better specs, but for whatever reason, it was a commercial failure, and only 5 games specifically were made for it. So here we've got 1941 Counterattack, Aldenes, Battle Ace, Ghouls and Ghosts, and Madu King Grandzort. Yeah, it's only 5 games, but hey, that's 5 more games that we're able to play on the Analogue Pocket, so that's cool. Now, if you want to add SuperGrafx to your Analogue Pocket, you do have to make sure that the files are in .sgx format. Now, if you currently have a set that's in .pce format like I do, that's actually fine. Just rename the file extensions to .sgx for each game, and they will work. I've tested it. It's okay. I've had to do this before. Now, hopefully, with SuperGrafx being added to, OpenFPGA, it'd be really cool And I'm hoping pretty soon that we get PC Engine and TurboGrafx 16 CD. I hope those aren't too far off. I mean, there's a lot of awesome stuff for the PC Engine CD. Now, the final core I wanted to quickly highlight is the new Pokemon Mini core. This is another port from AG23, and it is noted if there's any problems that are found with it, that it's due to the port and not the original core that it was ported from, so keep that in mind. I played a few games, didn't really have any issues. But it's also been noted that as the original Pokemon Mini handheld, its LCD refreshed at 75 hertz, but the Pocket and Dock is limited to 60 hertz, that even though this core is using a 4-frame buffer to try and lessen tearing effects, that some artifacts may still be present when there's motion in the games, and you will see that. Not the biggest issue, as I think these games are more of a novelty. I mean, they're fun to check out, but I really doubt many people are going to spend a ton of time playing those games. But yeah, there you go. A little update about a few cores I found interesting and were fairly recent releases. It looks like there's new stuff coming out all the time for the Analogue Pocket, and I really do enjoy it. I've been having a lot of fun with this handheld. I didn't think I would get as much use out of it as I have been. And for sure, OpenFPGA has helped. Now, I do take a look at the core inventory list every great once in a while to see what's being added. And it seems like new stuff is popping up every few days. So it's really cool to see this thing grow. And I'm not here trying to say, hey, this is the greatest option ever. It's just an option that I have and I think is really cool, no matter how you play. And it's like, I sound like a broken record saying it, but no matter how you play, whatever option it is, it could be a extremely cheap handheld that costs you $20. It could be your $5,000 PC. It could be your PC from 15 years ago. It could be on your Chromebook, a Raspberry Pi, original hardware on an HD TV or CRT. It doesn't frickin' matter. Just play your games and have fun. I just enjoy covering these options because, hey, I have a lot of viewers who are into different options, and it's fun to, take a look at these things and share what's available out there. But yeah, really do appreciate, every single one of you guys hanging out with me today. It's been fun. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.